You are Sam, right? Did the Timefall give you a lot of trouble? Thanks for making the trip. Allow me to assess the condition of your cargo. It does not look too bad. Thanks for the delivery. Did not think we would ever get this back, but seems I was wrong. I have to say, this was well worth the wait. I had a feeling. Time to connect the Cupid. Once we're part of the chiral network, we'll be able to use these remote medical... I can get myself... We've all been looking... So go ahead.
Now displaying your current order grade.
Chiral communications have been Now I can finally use one of these medical units. I just pray they're strong and healthy. The elderly residents here will also be happy to receive proper... Oh, seems like you should be capable. Probably thanks to the chiral network expansion and the resulting increase in... Of course, every additional structure will eat into that bandwidth, but there should be more than enough to support anything you build. There's one other problem It's not a critical issue, so I posted an... If you're interested, you can check... I'm not sure. But for some reason, the fetus... If something's wrong with my body, I can't tell what it... And not knowing is... But with one of our new medical units, I want to believe I can still... The only people that still live here other than myself, the last of the younger residents decided to risk it all. and leave for Ciudad Nudo del Norte a while back. Too many bandits in these parts. We took what we wanted and didn't care about anyone but us. But after I got pregnant, I realized I had to clean up my act. My friends didn't understand, so they ditched me. Left me to wander on my own. Even though the poor souls are struggling with Oak, that's why we put in the order for these... Some of the cargo we had stored here was washed. The water carried it into bandit territory, so we're in no position. I know this isn't the sort of thing if you're willing and able. All of the relevant details should be available. You can use it to so, if your travels happen to take you out that way, it really... A new order has just got... Looks like the residents of the C1 South Distribution Center need you to recover some cargo. You can review the specifics of the order. So once you're good to go, access the... I'll share additional...
Order completed. Well done.
Okay, Sam. Are you ready? Then I'll bring you up to speed with... The order you've undertaken is to recover chiral density gauges that have been stolen by bandits and taken back to... The base is located in some overgrown ruins, so you'll have a hard time. You might want to construct a watchtower nearby, but with it you can get a better handle on the situation and improve your odds of getting... But that's not all, of course. Other porters are also... This way, you can help out the people who fall... Think about what I told you and finalize... Best of luck to you.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. 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 Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
Order accepted. Thank you.
You'll stop by Won't you, son?
Disengaging weapons research.
Okay.
Warning. Analysis confirms that these hostile life forms are chiral creatures.
Okay. name's Sam!
No, wait, stay here!
Let's do this.
Construction process now complete.
How you doing, Sam? Trouble nearby.
I will always support you. Hydration recommended.
Keep it up.
Please take measures to withstand the heat. Please give it your all.
Hola, you're Sam, right? I assume you're here to drop off that stolen cargo of ours? With those chiral density gauges in our possession, we'll be able to determine where BT... So, let's get a look at those containers. Get you going. You sure know how to take care of your cargo. I just have to say that looks like our chiral density gauges are just... So, let's see what that Cupid...
Now displaying your current order grade.
It's high time we got on the... Our BT research should go a hell of a lot faster. We just shared some data with you that'll let you fabricate blood grenades. A kind of anti-BT weapon. I think you'll find both the chiral density gauges you brought us have been safely in... We can resume all distribution center operations and get... A lot of lives are gonna be... It's one of the fruits of our joint effort with the lab to... Up until now, our primary weapons against these entities have been created with the... And so, production is wholly reliant upon regular donation, securing a stable supply. So you'd know all about that, given your experiences with the... But this weapon utilizes synthetic blood with all the same anti-BT derived from samples taken from Doom sufferers. And despite its artificial nature, it's actually proven to be more potent than the gen... So you can think of our new weapon as a more full-blooded version. In any case, we won't need to ask you for your blood ever again, so rest easy. If you want to test it out, we have some training facilities. Feel free to access... This whole area is a chiralium-rich environment. We've been coordinating with the research lab nearby, all to help develop BT. One of the largest void outs ever recorded happened down south, don't forget. So massive that it completely cut us off from the... We can't afford to let that kind of tragedy repeat it. But between the cargo you've delivered to us and our new connection to the chiral network, we're gonna make it through it. So, you probably think timefall shelters are old. Our timefall shelters, after extensive research and development, we were able to outfit them with a system that dispersed. So if you've got one on your tail and it's about to grab you, these shelters are the perfect way out. Only downside is that the repellent has a limited supply. It has other perks too. The shelter can purify timefall and convert it into drinkable water, allowing... We've posted an aid request so you can fabricate a shelter to see how... Researchers at other facilities are also in the process of looking into how... As you expand chiral network coverage, we'll be able... And I'm sure we will all make even So keep on doing what you... by the way, your plan... You have to pass through some dangerous... We'll do a quick survey of the chiral density, so... Let's not forget, you just tackled one of our toughest orders. Tell you what, we got a nice private room here that you can... We'll get started on prepping the car...
fine. You guys?
The facility's intact, but the research lab might have taken a hit. The local chiralium levels appear to be rising. Better hurry over there, Sam. Head to the delivery terminal upstairs and check their order. Sam, we've got a situation. The delivery for the research lab is ready for Trent. This may be due to the gatequake just now, but we've identified a new However, we have no BB. I know you've got dooms, but without a pod, you're gonna struggle.
Don't worry. If I can get close enough, I should be able... Seems like my dooms level or whatever went up at some point. Steer me in the right direction. I can take care of the...
Oh, yeah? By the way, we've finished a preliminary assessment of the BTs detected in the vicinity, and we've prepared some weapons that should be You're a pro. I know... We've issued you a number of blood... They use an active agent based on compounds derived from the blood and bodily fluids of Doom sufferers. You can practice using... If you'd like to try them out, just access... Your other weapons won't do any damage to BTs. Shoot them all you like. Make sure you're well... According to our initial survey, you can expect to encounter... If you make contact with a gazer, then another type of BT, a hunter will emerge from the tarn. If they succeed in this, you'll come face to face with a massive BT known as a catcher. Now, You don't want to ever let a catcher consume you. It'll trigger a void out, obliterate, and when the dust settles, it'll only be... So make sure to escape the catcher before that happens. Or use the weapons. All right, go ahead and pick... I'll brief you on the details while you check your...
Your service in transporting this cargo is appreciated. The delivery will be assigned to another porter. Your service in transporting this cargo is appreciated. The delivery will be assigned to another porter.
All right, Sam. You good to go? If we don't do anything about it, eventually someone's gonna trigger. So to prevent that, we need to There's no shortage of collapsed buildings and hiding spots there. And the time... Since you'll also have cargo for the research lab with you, take care not to let... An aid request for a timefall shelter was registered, and if you build one near that spot, you can use it to escape any... And if you stash your backpack in a timefall shelter, you can rest easy knowing your cargo's safe from the rain and devote your full attention to dealing with it. So if you got room to carry a little extra, consider requisitioning a PCC and take... You're the only one we can count.
route creation. Delivery route final. Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
Order accepted. Thank you.
You take care of it.
Disengaging weapons restriction.
Engage.
creation. Delivery route finalized. Commencing route creation. Delivery route final.
Okay, great. Let's step in. Almost lost it there. Come on. Dude. Okay, great. Where to step in?
Everything's done for a while, and I will be silent in the fire and the night. We will be dancing
This the right size? Yes, sir. Whoa, that was close.
Buen dia, Sam. ID confirmed. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised.
Long time no see, Sam. Though, having said that, I realize you probably don't recognize me like this. Anyway, why don't you let me take a look at your orders? Don't see any major issues. Should be able to make use of it in this condition. Oh, picked up some lost cargo, I see. Should be a nice... We never doubted you'd show. Reliable as ever. A man you can count on. We're ready for you to link us up with your... Once you do, you'll have fulfilled your objective of bringing the entirety of...
Now displaying your current order grade.
So, Sam, The name's Alex. I used to work at the web. I was a Bridges employee, reporting to... So, when I was offered the opportunity to collaborate with him here, studying the Death Stranding and BT... And now, you're here too. Yeah. Shortly before your arrival, chiral density levels started to climb. This kind of spike is indicative of an imminent... I've shared with you some MP bullets that should be very effective. Because if a giant BT is on the way... Well, the delivery you were kind enough to bring us contained a shipment of MP bullets that... This ammunition will turn your average assault rifle into a B. You can also fabricate blood grenades if you want to keep a few. Before you head back out, review your options and requisition any... We've set aside a ton of extra... Chiral density levels in this region have been fluctuating. We've been seeing a lot of gatequakes and seismic activity. It's almost certainly related to recent shifts in the tar current. Our analysis of these anomalies has led us to believe that the arrival of a giant BT... What the data doesn't tell us is exactly where it might appear. Our chiral monitoring equipment just wasn't precise enough to zero. Now that you've connected us to the network, though, we should be able to make more... We seriously owe you. It's hard to know when this giant BT is going. So for now, you should rest up in your private room and... That's both mine and Dead Man's record. We'll keep you posted.
It's been too long, Sam. You were a good friend to me. One I could never forget. Which is why I took steps to ensure that this message would only play upon your arrival. The sensors were set to scan for your biometric data. A simple enough trick. Now, this was originally a geophysics laboratory established for the study of earthquakes. And for that reason, it holds a wealth of documentation on gatequakes, tar currents, and placates. As well, I discovered, as research data on the other side. Now, what I'm about to tell you, I learned after I came to this place. Imagine that this is the lab. Though it's relatively close to the northern tip of South America, the continent is entirely cut off from us by a tar belt. And so we have no idea what's going on down there. Nor do we know the state of any continent other than our own. The researchers here were trying to establish contact with the rest of the world. They were well equipped to do so, as the facility had once been used to launch research satellites. So they tried launching a variety of probes and drones in the hope of obtaining observational data, with no success. The Earth, you see, is shrouded in a thick layer of chiralium that renders electronics inoperable at altitude. So they tried sending ships across the ocean. Oh, yes. Oh, but that failed too. The high concentration of chiralium in open water proved too corrosive, invariably causing them to sink. But then the researchers found some rather rare birds on their doorsteps. Birds not native to the region. Nice birdie, nice birdie. And that, my friend, was just the beginning. Not far from the lab, they discovered a strange anomaly. Well, the surrounding area was heavily contaminated with chiralium. Yes. This is beautiful. The researchers would later dub the anomaly a plate gate. But further investigation revealed that it came into existence when you began to expand the chiral network across North America, and that the gate grew larger in tandem with the network itself. What started as a tiny fissure in space became so much more. The researchers duly installed cameras to study the gate and its surrounding area. Now, to their surprise, they caught footage of some unusual marsupials. Yes, a kind you wouldn't expect to normally encounter in Central America, like the birds. But to confirm their suspicions, they sent an autonomous robot through the gate. The soil samples it collected were consistent with the archived geological data from the southern hemisphere. Not long after, several men and women came through the gate. They spoke English, and they confirmed that they had indeed come from faraway Australia. We finally knew the world outside North and Central America had survived. Ours was not the last bastion of humanity, but Australia had suffered the Death Stranding too. Undeterred, the researchers began working closely with Bridges and conducted a series of tests, paving the way for an expedition to Australia that would lay the groundwork for chiral network expansion. After they had first installed surveillance equipment, that is, so that the gate could be monitored from the Mexican side, a necessity to this day as Australia is not yet connected to the chiral network. The UCA may not have dreams of conquest and control, but they aren't about to let just anyone use the gate. Indeed, that's one of the reasons they were so determined to connect Australia to the network in the first place. Well, I suppose that's all I have to say about the plate gate. There's something else that I need to tell you, though. Something far more important. Mind if I pause it here? I have to go take a shower.
Gate quake detected. Sam, a gigantic BT just showed up outside. We're prepping weapons for you now. Access the terminal up top and take whatever you need. We're counting on you.
Manifestation imminent. Access the delivery terminal to make preparations for combat.
Sam, this is Alex. You did it! We've confirmed the chiral crystallization of the giant BT. Local chiral density is already dropping fast. I think we can all rest easy for now. You've saved a lot of lives by killing that monstrosity. We won't forget that. Head to the research lab's private room and take a break. You've earned it.
Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your orders and requests.
Hey, Sam. I've been waiting. Stuff goes missing all the time, but it looks like today is...
Now displaying your current Porter grade.
You know you can borrow the private... Don't kill yourself.
Order completed. Well done.
As I said before, there's something I need to tell you. It's about Lou. You see, after you left Bridges, I decided to do a little digging into BB-28's past. That is, Lou's. I found the BB decommissioning records. Now, according to them, BB-28 was flagged for disposal and subsequently incinerated 4 years ago, long before you and Lou first met.
That's BB-28?
This is the child officially identified as BB-28. But if you look closer, Sam, you see at once that it can't possibly be Lou. Right there at the elbow, where the birthmark should be. Nothing. Which means we have another BB-28 on our hands. The one with whom you memorably went west and back not so long ago. That is Lou. Per regulations, the serial number assigned to each BB was unique. No two units should have ever been assigned the same one. I've cross-checked the details with the most up-to-date entries in the UCA database. And indeed, there is no reason to believe BB-28 survived. All of which can only mean, Sam, that the bridge baby you carried with you on your journey across America, Lou, was never recorded in the official database. So, where then did Lou come from? Right now, your guess is as good as mine. But as worrying as that sounds, this could actually be to your advantage, since it's functionally impossible for the UCA or Bridges to track a BB of which they have no record. Which is lucky, because if they did know about a BB that could live and grow outside the pod, they'd want to secure it for study. So take comfort in the knowledge that they don't, that you're free, that you can bring up Lou in peace. How is it, by the way? The two of you living as a family. Right. I have gifts for you. A few things to take back home. An assortment of vaccines to be administered as your child grows up. We want Lou to live a long and healthy life. And it's natural for children to be afraid of shots. Maybe this will help put Lou's mind at ease. A token of my affection. You can collect it via the delivery terminal when you leave. I wonder how big Lou will get. Anyway, there's one more thing I wanted to share with you. As you know, everyone is meant to go to their own beach when they die. But unlike most people, I wasn't born from a mother. I was born from an artificial womb. Transplants provided the organs I never had. I was incomplete and had no beach, I believed. But I wasn't about to accept that. I went back home to study the Ha and Ka and the beach. I threw myself into my work, Sam. I tried. But I think I've done all that I can. In the end, I'm still a patchwork Frankenstein's monster. One that's just about worn out. As a doctor, I can tell you, I don't have long left. So I've devoted my remaining time to research. That's why I'm here, Sam. Where I can focus on the beach. There's so much data here, Sam. On beach formation, jumping via beaches, the relationship between the beach and placates. All the evidence you could ever wish for. Not enough to solve every mystery, perhaps, but enough for me to make an incredible personal discovery. That I have a beach after all. It doesn't matter how I was born. I have lived as a human. And thus do I possess a beach like any other. I am not a machine, but a person with a Ha and a Ka and a beach to go with them. Lastly, I have a confession for you, along with a heartfelt apology. I told you once that I didn't have dooms. But that's not actually true. Not that I was lying, you understand. I just didn't know. It was only after I found my beach that I realized. Chiral, allergic reaction. I can feel it getting closer. I'm off to the beach, Sam. To my beach. Take care of yourself.
Sam.
Did you know about this?
No. It's news to me, too. I'm sorry that that man is gone. But he would have been pleased that you managed to extend the UCA network all the way to his lab. Thank you, Sam.
I guess I'm homeward bound.
Missing little Lou that badly?
You know I am.
Come on back, Sam. Lou misses you too.